Today I have brought upon you a video topic that I think is very, very interesting and not just another obscure niche that no one will be able to relate to. That's because today we are going to be talking about the Confederate States of America, more specifically its flag. But first, let's backtrack just a bit, shall we? February 8th, 1861, the secessionist states of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Georgia, and Texas had drafted a provisional constitution to govern the newly established Confederate States of America, a union of southern U.S. states that relied on the institution of slavery to fuel their economies. The Confederacy would go down in history to be frowned upon for its notoriously heinous policy towards black slaves. This brings us to the modern day, where the Confederate States of America and the ideology it supported can be largely represented by this flag. I'm sure you've seen, or at the very least heard of it before, a red background with a blue cross intersecting in the middle of the image. This cross also features a thin white border and numerous white stars in its interior. This flag, as a result of its widespread association with the Confederacy, has become largely known as a sign of racism and white supremacy. Now, here's the interesting part. What if I told you this very flag that you're seeing on your screen right now, that you've probably seen dozens upon dozens of times before, was actually never the official Confederate flag? This flag in particular was actually the battle flag of the Army of the State of Tennessee, a state which, at the time of using this banner, 1863 to 1865, was part of the Confederation. Another variation of this very flag you've probably also confused with representing the entire Confederation is this flag right here. This flag was actually the battle flag of the Army of Northern Virginia. As you can probably tell, it was essentially the same flag as Tennessee's, but squished down to fit the proportions of a square. So, if this popular flag wasn't the official banner of the entire Confederation, then what was? Well, in the very beginning, it was this. This was the first official national flag adopted by the Confederation. As you can see, in the top left corner, there's a small blue box fitted with 7 stars arranged in a circular formation. This was to represent the original 7 states that founded the Confederation. Over time, this flag changed by having more and more stars added to it as more and more states progressively joined the Confederation. This trend continued up until May 1st, 1863, when the national flag was completely redesigned, going from this to this. This rendition of the Confederation flag was flown for a little under 2 years before this design was adopted on March 4th, 1865, as a replacement. This would be the 6th and final national flag used by the Confederation until its effective collapse on May the 10th, 1865. Thanks for watching. Stay educated.